Increasing the hosting capacity. So this hosting capacity, it can be calculated from different feeders. So it has shown that the hosting capacity, it varies from 0 till several megawatts, that is for medium voltage feeders. In the later case, the hosting capacity is set by loadability of the feeder, not by the over voltage limit. Although most feeders can host significant amount of distributed generation, some tens of percent of the maximum load. In some cases the hosting capacity is very limited. So new or stronger feeders, adding more copper in the form of more or stronger lines, so will almost all cases result in higher hosting capacity. So dedicated feeders in case of large units connected to weaker parts of the grid are commonly used for this solution. So building a completely new feeder in many cases in the form of underground cables could be easier than strengthening an existing feeder. Overvoltage might still occur, but because it is dedicated feeder, only the generator unit is exposed to the overvoltage. However, this can be fully considered during the design of the feeder and the generator unit. So an additional advantages of a dedicated feeder, that is designed to prevent any overloading. So the solution is, however, practically only for larger units it is possible, but for smaller units the cost of a new feeder will be very high compared to the total cost of the unit. Also, the cost of new feeder will be the highest when the generator is located further away from the main medium voltage substation. So replacing lines by cables with the same cross section without any further measurement, so that will reduce the hosting capacity. Voltage drop during maximum load, that is partly due to real reactive power demand, becomes less, whereas voltage rise due to distribution generation remains the same. Thus less generation needed to reach the over voltage limit. So accurate measurement of voltage magnitude variation. So distribution network operators in many cases do not have detailed information about the voltage magnitude experienced by their customer. Right. So during the design, the estimation is made so called after diversity maximum demand. So on the basis of is the maximum feeder cross section and the maximum feeder length are determined. So this approach shown a result in acceptable voltage for the vast majority of customers. So adding distribution generation for the long term requires new design method. For example, based on estimates, that is after diversity minimum consumption and the after diversity maximum production. In short term, distribution network will be added to existing feeders designed in the classical way. So the hosting capacity of such feeders is determined by the over voltage margin experienced by individual customer. So this value is, however, often not known to the network operator and will have to be estimated. So to prevent excessive over voltage and possible complaints and penalties, the over voltage margin is underestimated, resulting in a lower or even zero hosting capacity. So allowing higher voltages. So the design of distribution feeders, that is based on over voltage limit and under voltage limit, right? So the tradition trade-off has been between the range of voltage magnitude and the maximum length of the feeder. So with higher voltage and lower under voltage, longer feeder length would be possible. The saving achieved by allowing longer feedback is reduced in number of transformer stations. So the longer the lower voltage feeder, lesser distribution transformer are needed. Longer medium voltage feeders requires less HVMV transformers. A relation is more or less square. The number of transformer station is inversely proportional to the square of feeder length. A 25% reduction is in feeder length would require 78% more transformer stations. So risk based approach to over voltage. So it is shown that hosting capacity can be increased significantly, that is by allowing over voltage limit to exceed a small percentage of time. Such an approach is especially effective for the sources that have strongly intermittent character such as solar, wind, power. Right? For more constant sources like CHP, that is combined heat power, the risk based approach will be very less effective. So the percentage during the over voltage limit that can be exceeded, that will be 0.01, 0.1% or 1%. So this risk based approach, as discussed previously, it is not fully complete. What should be considered is not probably that an over voltage limit is exceeded, but probably that equipment is damaged due to over voltage. This probability is most likely to be smaller, especially as one takes into consideration that high voltage magnitude occur during low load when less equipment is connected to the network. So over voltage curtailment. So what is this over voltage curtailment? A curtailment scheme in which production is reduced more when the voltage get closer to the limit is more effective scheme. It will result in less loss of production than over voltage protection, but some stability concern remains same. So the difference between the solid curve, which you can see in the graph, and dashed curve, that is proportional to the amount of power that is tripped. So this implies that the area between the two curves is proportional to the energy not produced, and in case of wind power this would be spilled wind. So voltage magnitude versus time without tripping.